afternoon, Vallejo. You're watching VCAT, your hometown television station. This is Community Forum, and I'm your host, Maria Bitagon. You can see our show on Channel 27 at Comcast or Channel 99 at AT&T Uverse. We are shown on TV on Thursdays and Sundays at 6:30 p.m. I want to welcome my guest today. I'm so happy that I finally, get our city manager. You know what, he's been so very busy, but you know what, they have, Michelle has always been so nice to me. He says, now this is what we're going to do. And I says, okay, Michelle. And so finally I got our city manager, Mr. Greg Nyoff, and I'd like him to introduce himself and his experiences so that you will know whom we're talking to.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, thank you, first of all, for inviting me in. Sorry it took 6 months. I've been here 6 months now.
No,
so,
it's because
yeah.
you know what, I just, because I saw it has happened so many times. But you know what, I know how busy you are, and because I see you everywhere.
Yeah, it's good for me to, get to know the community and the organization before I go on and speak with the community.
That's right.
As far as, what are the issues we face and a little bit about myself. But I've been in the public sector for over 30 years, been a city manager in 4 different cities.
Great.
Over 25 years. Before here, I was in Oxnard, California, down south Ventura County. I was in Modesto for 6 years as the city manager there. And before that, I was in Colorado Springs, Colorado, which is, I'm a Denver native, Colorado native, but 10 years now in California. So just a lot of experience, tackling a lot of community issues. And so I'm happy to be here. Was really honored that the council selected me. And so for me personally, I've been married for almost 36 years to Cindy, and I have 3 adult children, and I have a grandson. And so that's kind of who I'm about. I think economic development, for instance, is something very important to every community. It's part of the healthiness of a community. And so candidly, I looked at Vallejo and what opportunities are here and what potential it has. And I know people have told me don't use that word potential because it's been that way for a while. Yeah. But I will tell you that, and we'll talk about it a little more, I think, down the road, but there's a lot of interest in our community right now to create jobs, to invest money, to build more new homes. So a lot of excitement in the community, which is what I saw before I applied for this job. And then great council, so I'm really happy to be here. I live in the city, enjoying some of the community events, the fun that the community has. There's a lot of fun going on here. And so my wife and I have just really enjoyed moving in, been so welcomed over the 6 months. So yeah, I'm just overjoyed to be here.
City council member loves you. I want you to know that.
Well, thank you. That's a very good sign.
Okay, that's great. And it seems like, the votes, it used to be, when they vote, there's quite a difference. Now they have this 7-0 vote, and for majority of the time, that's when it's going to benefit the city. And I look at that very intently because I look and watch what you talk about and things that you discuss. So, since you talk about economic development, and I'm into the Chamber of Commerce, and I have conducted symposiums for business and economic development purposes. So when we talk to Chambers of Commerce, they like to discuss business attraction and business retention in the city of Vallejo. In order to attract business, what strategic economic opportunities can Vallejo present or offer to companies seeking to locate here?
Well, first of all, thank you for asking the question. It was good to see you at the Filipino
business mixer.
Yeah, the business mixer just the other day.
I love seeing your wife too.
Yeah,
she is just great.
She is great.
You're great too.
I have to say that. No,
that's so great.
No, she is great, and we like to go to places together. We like to be out in our community together. So,
that's great.
The city does have. We've got an economic development department.
Great.
It's that important to the city council, certainly to the community. We've been through some difficult times. The whole bankruptcy issue
Yes.
Financial stability is the future. Believe that, that stability, the sustainability comes through business growth,
That's
through
right.
business retention, through more jobs, people employed, earning money, people shopping locally. I always say shop local if you want to help.
That's right.
So, we do have some incentive programs. You can go on our website in the Economic Development Department. It gives you some instructions on what's available to you. But I think mostly for me, it's having a dedicated economic development team. So we do a lot of marketing. We do a lot of going to different conferences, places where business gathers. And then I make a commitment to at least once a month, I visit a Vallejo business, at least once, so that I can hear, what are their expansion plans? Do they have any? What barriers do they have that we can help them with? And it just gives me business insights into what things might make them more successful, which makes the city overall more successful. So, anybody interested in expanding, relocating, growing, adding jobs, whatever that might be, contact our Economic Development Department. Something I did right in the beginning was they were part of one bigger department, but I separated the Economic Development Department to answer directly to me, because high priority of the City Council is to see us develop and improve our economy as a city. And so I separated that so that I have direct oversight and get the direct feedback on what's going on. And there's a lot going on. It's exciting for the community.
The thing that I am so excited about is Mirror Island, because I retired there as a mechanical engineering technician.
Wow.
I used to work in submarines and surface ships. And
Wow.
Yes, and
That's
it was a time when they really don't particularly like girls to be in that particular environment, but they were, surprisingly, if you are doing the right thing, and if you are, doing your job, I thought it would be difficult, but the guys whom I work with are just really great as long as you're doing your job right.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
that's what I found out.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the Chambers of Commerce, we have 4 Chambers of Commerce: the Hispanic, Filipino, Black Chamber of Commerce, and all of Solano County, and then the Vallejo Chamber of Commerce. So what role does each Chamber of Commerce play in the business and economic development in the city of Vallejo? Or does the city of Vallejo have a partnership or some kind of, constant contact with them? Because I think they can contribute to the economic development of the city. So what do you think?
Well, it's one of the things that I explained to the City Council when I interviewed them, is that I was actually a liaison to the Chamber of Commerce, went to the Chamber of Commerce board members, board meetings. So to me, it's a very important piece, because that's where you kind of get to talk to the local businesses. And so the Chamber has been very important to me, will always be. So I have met with Mr. Cooper.
James is so great.
With the Vallejo Chamber. James has been great. We've actually kind of started an initiative to work on our development review process, and they're giving me their input as we improve that. It's one of the issues that when I came here was concerning to the council, that we improve that. So when people come and want to expand, they want to fix up their current businesses or new businesses, that we have a good process. So that's the kind of relationship I think is important, is that the city partners, listens to the Chamber of Commerce, and so they give you the business input, what the barriers are. As far as the separate individual Chambers of Commerce, I think, first of all, have my 6 months in, I needed to focus on understanding my own organization and how the city operates and what the challenges are. But now I'm hopeful to get out, so anybody who wants to send me an invitation, I'll be happy to come visit them. Okay. But all of them are unique, and they're all connected. I think that's what's most important, is small businesses connect to support each other and generate more business for each other, which benefits the city of Vallejo.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah.
So I just like that, because I interviewed Mr. Cooper in one of also in the community forum, and he discussed that he has started a relationship. I think he says, I have contacted the city manager. I says, that's great. I says, he's very easy to talk to. And so he goes, yeah. And so I says, so he came to our senior coalition and look at what problems we're having or what kind of progress we're having. Yeah. So he says, oh, that's great. So now the magic word is Mare Island Naval Shipyard. So Vallejo is home to the historic former Mare Island Naval Shipyard. Could you please explain to our audience the role of Mare Island in the economic vitality and business development in the city of Vallejo?
Yeah, I guess I would just first start again. So I'm pretty new, so I got to have this fresh perspective from coming from the outside and saying, what does the city of Vallejo have to offer?
Yes.
And what's really, in my mind, important to economic development growth in your community. So Mare Island is a very special place. You've got such history there. It's got some infrastructure already there. It's got some great businesses already there. And it's a place that, in my opinion, that you can make it very unique. And so, we've got 157 acres. We just entered a contract Tuesday night to work with the Nimitz Group, who's looking at film studios, a winery, a number of other businesses that they're interested in. Savage & Cook is their business. They've already invested in Mare Island. So Mare Island, I believe, can be a draw because it can be a special place. We talk about, let's go to Napa, right, and do wine tasting. I believe people will be saying, let's go to Mare Island for something very special. And then what's really great about Mare Island, it's going to be a very public and open place. So you're right on the waterfront. I think we're gonna be looking at that promenade so that children, families, visitors, our own residents can come and enjoy the history and just a beautiful waterfront setting. I say that because, is Mare Island everything to the city of Vallejo? It is not. There's a waterfront on the other side.
That's right.
That is very important, which I think will also develop in fairly soon. We just received a grant notification yesterday. We have the old post office that will be creating a new parking lot there. We'll demolish that for the ferry boat riders. So that's important to the city. And then what we see in economic development is there are projects coming in throughout the entire city. So, it's the old high tide raises all boats. So Mare Island's one of those where you just, I just find it to be a very special place that is going to kind of lead people into Vallejo. Not just Mare Island, it's going to expand into the whole city. And I think this optimism that we hear about Mare Island, it spreads through the whole city. So can you tell I'm optimistic about economic development in Vallejo? I am very much.
The thing about it is, it's so very rewarding to hear that, because so you said that the parking place is going to go where the post office is. So it's going to be part and parcel of the waterfront, the parking place there, and something can be developed in that place.
Correct, which that's kind of part of the waterfront project. There's development plans for that. They've been around a while. And it ties into the downtown, so you get waterfront, you get the other side, Mare Island, and then you get the downtown. It just helps feed people back and forth, so then we can watch our downtown revitalize and get stronger.
Revitalize. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I read in the newspaper, and it might be just publicity, but I guess you can tell me whether it's publicity or whether it's truth. I read in the newspaper that a business boom is on the horizon for Solano County. And its largest city, Vallejo, is ready and poised to seize emerging new opportunities. To what can we attribute the growth and economic success of Vallejo?
Well, I think let's first of all, the housing is still affordable in Vallejo for people to live here, as is the property. So people wanting to buy property, invest in property, and build. We are still very competitive, and we're still affordable compared to the Bay Area. And I think, what do I have to say? Why did I love coming here, right? It's a beautiful place. And We've made it through challenges, and so you've got a beautiful place to live and to operate your business. You have very, very affordable,
Yes.
still comparatively. I think that we have really, the city has pushed very hard to market that we're not that place that people thought we were 5 years ago through
Yes.
the bankruptcy when everybody said, who would ever want to go to Vallejo? I think we're very successful by word of mouth, by marketing that says, oh, you know what? We have the hottest real estate market right now in the state. We are the #1 city when it comes to diversity in the state.
That's right.
What else would you want? I mean, it's just a great place to own a business, raise a family. But I think we're seeing a lot of interest. People have found Vallejo now. And so one business adds to another business. So when they're announcing their opening, another one comes, Factory OS. There's Alstom is in there. Villemere Island's there. So you see a lot of energy going, and the more people are talking about, hey, they're investing in Vallejo, somebody else is going to do that too. So a lot of great momentum right now from businesses saying, hey, let's go invest in Vallejo.
Well, that's great. So the vice president of Mare Island Dry Dock LLC is Christina Snyder. And I have befriended her before, and I haven't seen her in a long time. What can you talk about Mare Island Dry Dock LLC and its progress, including USS Emory? I'm just so proud that these things are happening.
Yeah, again, so being here 6 months, it seems like I get all the fun.
Yes,
So,
great.
So for years before that, obviously they were struggling to get Mare Island going.
That's right.
Pieces, small bits and pieces moving forward, and all of a sudden, she's up and going, and we see the USS Emory coming into town with sailors on it, and we're all sitting there waving our flags on top of the ferry building, saying, welcome back.
That's right.
And that, again, just it adds so much to the energy of a community when it comes to economic development. So, that's a big project she's got going there, and it's a big presence. When people see activity, then it means something good's going on, and they want to be part of that. So she's done a great job there. I look forward to. I haven't actually toured her place yet.
Yes.
I've talked to her a few times, but I'm going to get out there and visit her place.
Visit her. She needs that kind of boost.
Yeah.
So it really. I'm just excited about all these things which are happening.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of progress. There is a lot of progress that's happening in Vallejo at Mare Island Naval Shipyard. And I guess everywhere in Vallejo, I like to see the newly paved streets so that my tires will last a little longer.
Me too. Yes,
And
indeed.
so,
yes.
So what do you think are the actual, so we also have, so there's economic development, there's security, and there's our infrastructure, And so what is the most pressing need of the city of Vallejo at this point?
Most pressing, which we'll give a couple of them,
Okay.
I think. But certainly, when I took a look at the city, I actually visited here 4 times before I interviewed
Were you
for the
excited?
job. Yeah, well, I think that going back a little bit to my position as city manager, it's a relationship. It's city manager loves city loves city manager.
Yes.
That has to be the case, or it just doesn't work. So I have to make sure that I understand what the challenges are, what the opportunities are, and that I'm the right fit for that. So anyway, I drove around a lot throughout the city, a lot of different neighborhoods, and the roads were awful.
That's right.
And so we use a pavement index to see which ones are worse and where we pave next, and so we have a very low rating. Anyway, everybody knows that because their tires feel that, and they feel it when they drive.
My tires.
So I think I will just say that we doubled the amount of revenue coming into streets this past year with Senate Bill 1 when it was passed, the gas tax, which some people, it's not, taxes are never what people want to pay more of. But what you got out of that is another $2 million worth of road projects. So it certainly is helping us catch up. I would say we're still not at the pace that we can show significant improvement, but we're able to do twice as much road work as we have been able to do the last several years. And
I agree.
again, the more you get your economic development going, the more revenue you bring in, the more opportunity to fix those roads. So we're going to keep focused on that, and hopefully that we're able to improve the road situation. And then, you know, everyone's safety
Yes.
is always a high priority. And so I just think as I look at the chief and our department who's been, you know, through the bankruptcy,
Yes.
eliminated a lot of positions there, that they're growing that back. They're still not where they were
Yes.
8 years ago. But they're really reaching out to partnering with the neighborhoods, which I believe that we can't have a police officer on every corner, so we need you, we need your help, we need that partnership between us and them. So I'm a big believer in neighborhood meetings. I was at one Saturday.
Yes.
Just-
Was it the night out? Was it?
No, that's coming, August
Oh,
7th.
coming.
Yeah, August 7th.
Yes.
National Night Out. So I
Yes.
will be out there
Yes.
as well, council members, and just, you know, saying
This
hi
is
to our
so
community.
great. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I like it very much.
So those are two big ones. I think we'll always watch the financial stability of this city. The city going bankrupt, I promise, while I'm here, that won't happen. So
Thank you so
it's
We
you know,
really
still
appreciate it.
challenges there, but getting better all the time.
So, you know, as our city manager, the reason why I invited you over is because I'd like you to relate to our diverse city, and also so that if you need help at that end, and I think that we should help each other. If you need help, what kind of volunteer help or what kind of help would you like to ask from the audience so that we can be the great city that you want us to be?
Yeah, that's just a fun question. Because you said, you know, want the city that I want to be. It's what the great city that we want to be. So first thing I do is I try to listen a lot in the beginning.
And that's the magic of it.
Yeah, so that you know what you don't want to do is we want to spend our money and our resources and our time on things that will make a difference in people's lives, which is why I go to neighborhood meetings and events, because you hear a lot other than what you hear at a council meeting. That's more formal. So this year, the city council, when we approved the budget, we actually approved 2 positions for the city. One is a volunteer coordinator. One is a position to help with nonprofits in order to pull people together. So people want to make our city better. Sometimes we need to facilitate that. We need to give them projects. We need to give them avenues by which to come together so that we can do that. So I think stay tuned on that. We'll be breaking out projects, but I think mostly take care of your neighborhoods.
That's right.
And if you see something, say something to our police department, and certainly continue to be involved. I think that we're going to begin, I'd like to see us begin a lot of neighborhood projects and cleanups and those types of things where I can carry a garbage bag right next to a citizen on a Saturday morning, and we all take ownership of, you know, clean up Vallejo, and then just be involved in the public safety side too, because we do have challenges there.
So now is your last chance to get to the constituent and say, here I am, I'm serving Vallejo, and you keep on saying that you love Vallejo and you love its diversity. Say more to them so that they will be encouraged to come on over at city meetings, city council meetings, and also in the events that you want to actually invite them to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you, first of all.
Thank you.
So the one thing that I said to the city council is, why did I apply for this job? So they always ask that question. And I told them, first of all, I thought they work together very well as a team. They have their own opinions. They don't all think the same, but they are civil with each other, and they agree to disagree, which is a great thing in a city council to get things done. But I also found and watched and learned that the community has passionate people, lots of passionate people.
All kinds of passion.
And so I took that passion and I said, let's make sure that passion, you know, you voice your opinions, but let's focus that passion to positive.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Vallejo, people are passionate here. And so it's like, okay, I know you're passionate about that, but how can we put that into action? So that's my philosophy is I need to be engaged in the community, and my organization needs to be engaged. We don't just need to be that place, on Santa Clara Street that
Yes.
people have to come to. We want to go out. So work with us. It doesn't happen overnight to have partnerships come together so that you're really taking that passion for your community, making it better. But let's do the little things together. Come out to the events. Shop in your local businesses. Let's meet each other as neighbors and say, where do we have common ground? And then let's really work on positive. Vallejo has been one of those places that gets a bad image because of its past, but it is not a bad place.
No.
And so we take that passion and positively just let it just blossom out from our community and work together to keep making it better.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming
thank
today.
you. Awesome.
And whenever you need to address certain issues that's important for our
Yeah.
community, please don't hesitate to call.
All right, I will not.